Here, let me know if you guys can hear me this time here. We're back now. Some technical difficulties we just had just now. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me just check on this end here. If you guys can hear me, let me know. I know something just changed here. Probably gonna have to change a lot of things in the back end here. But as you guys come in, let me know if you guys can hear me well. All right, perfect. You guys can hear me. Sorry about that. Had some crazy technical difficulties on the back end here. What's good, Johnny? I saw you had commented a few different things here, and 2020 Enlighten was good, man. Today we're just gonna be talking about some launch pads. I think you guys should get ready for because I do think that we're getting closer and closer to this bull market here. As you guys can see, Bitcoin's still holding up that 29K, even though we recently just got news that the SEC is going to delay the ETF application. I've been hearing rumors that this thing is going to all the applications are actually going to get approved around the same time. So that includes ARC, and there's one more that I forget, and then there's the BlackRock ETF. They say this is going to be probably like a 4 to 6 months, and the best case scenario is it gets approved basically the beginning of 2024 or the end of 2023, right? And once all that happens, I do think that heavy money is going to get poured into Bitcoin, right? And that will cause the next parabolic run that we're going to have. Right now, I think the closer we get to the end of the year, if Bitcoin does not crack from here, we're just going to see this take a stair step up. Really, I'm still believing we're going to see 35K really very soon here. Maybe in the next few months, we'll see 35K. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think about that. I'm going to talk probably a little bit more on that on Sunday with Jay when he comes onto the channel. Right. Right now, I've been looking at a lot of launch pads. Launch pads, we made a lot of money off the last bull from the launch pads as of right now. Launch pads are a very low point right now where you can see the whole market is up basically a $500 million market cap with Dow Maker being the top. And I got actually some exciting news with Dow Maker here, right? He got Radium, which is on a Solana network. Cetify here, Polka Starter. Polka Starter was a gem on his channel here, especially when they actually were like people thought they was gonna go on the Polkadot ecosystem. Any Polka Starter like altcoin was just going nuts, right? Now you got some few other ones here. Pink Cell has a lot of rug pulls. I wouldn't recommend this, but it's still up there. You can probably trade it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Trust Swap was another good one. And you got some other ones here, right? That you guys can see. Avalanche here. No, not too many people talk about this, but we've made a killing on this one before it got killed, really. You got TrustPad. I was just told to look at TrustPad in the Discord. Selenium is also here. So you got a lot of different launch pads, but we're going to talk about a few that I believe is going to be huge where you guys can actually make a lot of money because a lot of altcoins are launching on them, right? And this is going to be the hype for next bull where people are probably going to buy these up again because nothing bad has happened to them like ICOs did. ICOs crashed, ICOs weren't good. But the thing is, IDOs are still going to be around, and newbies are going to want to get into these upcoming altcoins. So they're going to get into these launch pads, right? So before I get into talk about all that, let me just check out some of the comments here. More time to buy. Next step up, end of September, October, sideways till the end of the year. I do think we're just going to keep getting sideways action, but I think we're going to go up and then keep getting the sideways action. So it's going to be like we're going to go up to like 35K or so. Then we're going to see some sideways action there. Then we're going to go up to like 40K, see more sideways action there. And it's going to be a stair step up, really. That's how I see the market going. And this has been playing out the same way the whole time. We went up to 20K, seeing sideways action, 25K. Seeing sideways action, 30K. and still we're in that 30K range right now where we're seeing that sideways action. 29 is holding up strong, so we'll see what's going to happen. Can U.S. residents get into it? Some of them U.S. residents can get into, but it's very tricky. You do have to have a wallet that is actually tied to a VPN that is not in the U.S. markets. So the one altcoin that I was able to actually get myself into as an IDO, that wallet that I got was essentially tied to another country, right? So I was able to get into a PokerStarter IDO with another wallet that was tied in a different country. I got lucky with that one, but it's very tough. You just got to know people that's out of the country, or some of your friends now in the crypto community can help you out if you trust them enough, essentially, to tie their, like, you could create a new wallet, but that wallet has to be tied in to a whole different IP address out of the country. That is the big thing. But the thing is, even if you don't get into the IDOs that's themselves, you can actually make a killing by just trading the launch pads. The launch pads are fairly cheap as of right now. As you can see, DAO Maker is right now at the highest market cap of them all, right? The most trusted one. We got Tencent here. Some of the good ones, Cetify, we tell you a lot about Cetify here at 35 million, right? PokerStarter is also down here. So there's some growth opportunities. Now, I wouldn't say it's like an insane like evaluation for some of these altcoins where you can like say they're going to go to like a $10 billion market cap. If it does, that would be crazy, right? But at the max, I could see these going to like maybe a $1 billion market cap, right? These are just to be able to trade off the hype, because you're 9 out of 10 times you're going to have to stake these altcoins to get into their IDOs. Now, where I made the most money, well, people in my Discord actually made a lot more money than I did, especially when it came down to Card Starter here. Card Starter was one of those that actually we knew the power of Launchpads. Card Starter went crazy last bull, right? All around that hype between Cardano, being able to launch the Cardano altcoins. Right now, you see this at 12 cents, right? But best believe, look at where it was at in May of 2021. It was at $80, $80 freaking. All right, some people even sold down here and were pissed when it got up to like right here. Those people that sold here were pissed when it got up to here. But after that, you saw it just going in a downturn here. This also was mainly a lot to do with the whole Cardano ecosystem, because they claimed it was going to be on Cardano. Cardano didn't go live for a long time. And then right now they're on the Cardano chain, but no one is really talking about them. I'm not going to really be talking about them in this live that we're going to have here. BSC pad. I would recommend that be very cautious with any of the BSC, the Bluezella, whatever you want to name them, like launch pads, right? They make a launch pad for every narrative that has been around so far. So you had BSC pad, Game Zone, what was it? You had a few other ones that MetaZone, things like that. They make a launch pad for each narrative. So I'm surprised that I didn't see a AI pad yet, or RWA pad or something like that, right? Where they claim they're going to be launching these specific altcoins in their ecosystem, but you don't really hear nothing from them. They just get pumped and then dropped, right? So BSC pad did make people a lot of money. It did people make a lot of people money, and they have launched some altcoins here. Mainly they launch other launch pads that's going to be a part of the ecosystem, but caution to this one, stay away from it. But you can possibly trade it if you want it, but that's just my opinion. Stay away from it, right? Now we get into the ones I believe will be huge, right? Of course, DAO Maker here. That'll make it here with the highest market cap, 81 cents as of right now, has the market cap of $154 million. You can see decent tokenomics, right? Now, DAO Maker, all-time high for it was $8.71. Do I think it can get back to that high? There's a potential it can get back to that high. The bull market mania is you're gonna see some ridiculous evaluations for a lot of different altcoins, guys. You're gonna see it right now when you hear a $50 billion market cap, or I just seen a comment that said a $50 million market cap is too high. I'm like, no, it's not. You have not seen anything yet, right? When you start seeing these altcoins get to like 50 billion, 100 billion, now you're like, damn, that's high. But that's where you're going to make the most amount of money. When you go into their website here, you see that they raise a lot of altcoins, right? you can scroll down here. They got a project coming up here, which actually is gonna be shown on my Patreon very soon, because I can actually talk about this now. I actually recently just became a partner with DAO Maker for their DAO Maker incubation here. So these are projects that actually DAO Maker incubates, right? And they actually do well here. But when you go to view all, they have a lot of different altcoins here that they launch, right? Sophiaverse, a recent favorite of the channel here, has launched on DAO Maker as well, sitting at 8 cents, sitting up 8x, right? You got Sparta Dex. This is going to be in the Arbitrum ecosystem there. You have a lot of different things that's going to be like dropping here. Now, the DAO Maker incubation here, these, like I said, is going to be incubated by a DAO Maker, and they tend to do much better than the regular projects here. As you can see, Tenant is actually sitting at a 17x, right? Layer AI is sitting at a 29x as of right now. Last big altcoin that they had was recently Step App, right? This did 149x, while you have Victoria VR did a 208x, right? So this is the potential I'm telling you guys, right? The Launchpads is where you can potentially make the most money, especially if you do not join my Patreon, where you get the opportunity to get into these private sales, right? These private sales, we get better prices than the public sales, but we also have to face a longer vesting schedule than basically public sales. Some public sales do have a vesting schedule, which can be up to 5 months, maybe even a little bit longer, depending on how they feel for the public sale. When it comes down to private and seed rounds, those are going to be longer vesting periods as well, but you get in at a much favorable price, right? GameFi here, a 352x, right? So this is crazy. They do have some good launches here, and they will be having a new launch here that I'm going to be bringing to my Patreon members very soon here, since I've made that partnership with DAO Maker, right? Let me just check some of his comments here before I continue on. Have you looked into Pokedex? Yes, I know about Pokedex. I do like PDEX. There's also another one, Hydra DX. That's also a good one. Let me just bring up some of these comments while I'm over here, right? Which launchpad do you recommend with 3K to 5K USD, right? From 3K to 5K USD, which launchpad I will recommend right now? There's a potential. We're gonna talk about one that I can actually, I'll say, will do probably better than most. Better than most, just because if it's a good narrative and it's a part of a good ecosystem, right? I'm not going to be biased or anything, tell you about DAO Maker and things like that. I keep this cutthroat straight. I want to join the Launchpad under 1K. What do you mean you want to join the Launchpad under 1K? Are you looking to just get in with under like $1,000 or something? Are you looking for a risky Launchpad or something? Explain that a little bit more. All right. Now, like I said, next one, you got Seedify. Seedify is also another good one, especially when it comes down to gaming projects. They do launch a lot of gaming projects. I would say DAO Maker is number one, then Seedify is number two. And if you notice, I'm kind of going in a ranking that I do believe that I would rank these launch pads as right now, right? Seedify is at 69 cents at a market cap of 35 million. All-time high was $16. So there's some good trade opportunity there as well. Not only that, right? When you go to Seedify, you get to understand a little bit about what they're looking to do. They do have two different launch pads. One is their INO, which is going to be for their NFTs, and they're going to have the IDOs, which they call IGOs, right? This is going to be for their project. Now, Soldis, I want to say that's how you say the name right there, Soldis AI Tech. This is going to be coming out very soon here, right? They're going to be also launching on ChainGPT. This is going to be a good launch pad when it comes down to not a good launch pad. I meant a good play right here when it comes down to AI's plays. You can see here they also launched a lot of good altcoins: Sophiaverse, Cogito, Orbify. You got Elderune, Synergy Land. They have a good list of a good track record of launches, right? Which is why I'm very confident in them. And they also do have an NFT launch pad as well. So that differentiates. I can't even say that word every time I try to say it, but fuck it. It's different from all the other launch pads because they add a NFT sector to it as well. right? So I do have good faith in S Fund here right now. I do think there's potential to trade this early on. Now, PokerStarter was an early favorite on the channel. When you go look back on the channel, I used to always make videos on upcoming PokerStarter launches, right? Now, from then, at one point in time, I do think they was like the top launchpad. They do have a good track record, but they haven't been doing much lately in this market. But I've seen that they're actually still waiting on the market to become favorable where they will launch some projects. Right now you can see from the tokenomics, great tokenomics for this right now, right? Pretty much all of its supply is out. I do think they should go with a rebrand, to be very critical of them, because back last bull, anything with the name polka in it was just going nuts because everybody wanted to get the new polka dot projects and things like that, right? So that confused a lot of people. I do think they need to go for a rebrand, probably just name themselves something else, right? Because they're not a part of the Polkadot ecosystem. So change that name, right? So when you go down, they hit $7.51. Very good. But when you go see they have upcoming projects here, right? Citizen Conflict is going to be a decent metaverse play. Had a lot of hype, but they've been pushing their launch like further back because they don't want to launch in a non-favorable market. But they do have a lot of good launches here. You can see here, like I said, they have been a leading launch pad in the crypto space by launching a lot of altcoins. Some did well. Let me see if I could find the one that I actually got into. Right, this was one that you needed a VPN and you needed a wallet basically assigned to a different IP address. So when you scroll down, let me see. They got High Street up here. I'm gonna make a video on High Street versus Blocktopia very soon. Real Fever, they did me justice. I liked them. They actually came to me directly, so I got them off them really. But is it gonna show me what I'm looking for? Let me see if I could find the one I got into. See, you see some gems here that a lot of people were talking about. Super Farm, Elios Play was here. Option Room, this was another supposed Polkadot play. Uh, Butterfly Protocol, Bridge Mutual, Polka Cover, also another one. All right. Let me see. This was the big one right here. Maha DAO made a lot of people money. I don't know why it says TBA right here, but it made a lot of people money when it first came out. Exceed Me was another good one. I was very high on Exceed Me. This was a good one, but I don't see what I'm looking for really. But all right, that's fine. But those are the three right now so far, right? That's your top three. And let me check the comments before I go on to the next one. If I get into the Patreon, how much is average private sale buy-in? So usually when we buy into these private sales, it's 1K. That is the minimum, right? Unless it is a special case, I will announce the special case where you can get into at a different price or something, right? Sometimes if it depends on also if I'm told I have a small allocation into a project. If I have a very small allocation, I can like spread it out a little bit more, right? But usually minimum buy-in for a lot of the private sales are 1K, right? And you could think about it in terms of like the ROIs. It's very easy to see what your ROI is. If a project does a 10x, your 1K turns it to 10K, right? Easy in your head to figure out. What you crow go to? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that, Earl. What do you mean by what you crow go to? Yeah, explain that. All right. So some other plays we got for you. Right now, Singularity DAO, I believe, will be the next launchpad. You asked earlier which launchpad would you put $1,000 into right now and hope for the best. It will be Singularity DAO because it fits the AI narrative. It's a launchpad where a lot of the AI altcoins are coming out, especially the ones we've been getting into lately, right? Like Sophiaverse, Twin Protocol is going to be coming out very soon. I'm going to be making a video on Twin Protocol. I told you guys that would be the next launch on Singularity DAO. So now it's also it feels like it's also a niche like launchpad. We're gonna get more into it when I show you the projects. But right now you've seen that's at 39 cents at a market cap of $33 million, right? All-time high was $6. Right now, this is something that does more than just become a launchpad, which is why I probably say I would throw the $1,000 into this more. It has more to do with the launchpad, right? But when you go into When you go into their launch pools, you see all the altcoins that they have launched, right? And you notice they're all a part of the Singularity Launchpad. So at some point in time, they probably won't be launching any more like projects unless it's in the Singularity Net ecosystem, right? That's my belief, right? At some point in time, that will stop. If unless they change course and just become more of an AI launchpad on this side here, right? Like I told you guys, they have different things from their Dyna assets, the vaults, and the decks, right? The launchpad is where right now people are actually very much so attracted to SDAO because you got into the likes of Sophiaverse, NewNet, Cogito, Hypercycle, which has done very well, Rejuve AI, and this one I've told you before what it was going to be, and I'm going to tell you again now. And it's going to be Twin Protocol. Twin Protocol will be launching here. Twin Protocol is a metaverse project, kind of like a metaverse project. You know, it's physical meets digital. The key term for that is phygital, right? That is a term that people are going to be wanting to learn more about, where you can make a physical version of yourself into the digital version, right? That's going to be coming in Twin Protocol here. So you guys can stay tuned for that one, or join the private cell. Actually, I already put that into the private cell, right? I already put that into the private cell in the Patreon group. Now, Engine Starter, this was one of our babies as like a altcoin chasers group, because we got into the private cell of this, and it did very well, and it's actually still holding up very well from where we got into it at right now. So we still have high hopes for this. I know some members are actually still holding a bag of Engine Starter because it's very cheap as of right now, especially if you are outside like the country or whatever. You can possibly get yourselves into some IDOs. Right now, you can see it's under a penny, where the all-time high was $24, 24 cents. Right now, for the launches, when you go into their you go into their website here, they definitely had done an overhaul on their website, and it looks much cleaner from where it was before. You guys can check back on the channel. I'll always talk about Engine Starter launches. Right now, they do have some projects coming up here. So this AI, like I told you guys, this is going to be launching also here. Cavantis, Boss Fighter, right? Backstage. Now, I've been waiting to do a video on this, but I don't think I'm going to actually put out a video on these guys. I don't know, because it doesn't seem like too many people are really interested in Backstage. Backstage is also, it's like nightclubs, things like that, NFT ticketing for the metaverse, right? So I don't think this is truly going to take off yet until maybe the next bull run, when people really start talking about metaverses again. That's also why I do like Animal Concert. Animal Concert is a big play, right? So pay attention to those, right? That's my five so far, and I do got some honorable mentions that I want to go over with you guys, but I want to see if you guys got any questions right now for the launch pads that you guys already seen, because I do believe that launch pads will do well in the next bull. Lion gives a heart. You guys got any questions on those launch pads right now? If not, I can just move on to the honorable mentions. I'm checking out the comments right now. Yeah, I think we could have got more people in here because the thumbnail was all messed up now. I actually do got to change the thumbnail because of the fact that we had to relaunch this again. But HF Barmy says CGPT Launchpad. That's actually one I'm actually going to be talking about now, right? Because I do think that also has potential, especially when it comes down to the AI plays, right? So once again, if you guys want to get into upcoming projects, private cells, join that Patreon, right? The Patreon gives you access to a lot of different private cells that are coming up. We got access to SIA. We got access to Twin Protocol, which is going to be launching on Singularity DAO. We got access to Layer Zero, Sophiaverse. These are just to name a few. Open Fabric recently again. So sometimes, since I'm a part of a lot of different groups, I actually get altcoins like brought to me multiple times, where I can raise for them a whole different time, right? With different VCs. And now that I'm with DAO Maker, that gives me access to the DAO incubation program, where they're going to have upcoming projects there as well. And we'll get them around the public sale, especially especially if I don't get them at the private sales, we can get them at the public sale, right? So, and if we get it at both, we double dipping, right? One, we can get early, like you get 100% of your tokens early and trade that while you hold out on your other bags, and let that just run, right? And see where that goes. All right, so let me go into Chain GPT. Now, Chain GPT right now, it is down right now. It is definitely down. I do think that these guys could be a good launch pad for AI projects in general, especially if Singularity DAO chooses to just stick into the Singularity Net ecosystem and not extend all the way around AI. If they don't extend all the way around AI, Chain GPT can take over like as an AI launch pad. Right now, it is sitting at 6 cents at a $7 million market cap. There's some trading opportunity here. 3 months ago, this is relatively new. So 3 months ago, it hit 29 cents. Let me see if we get an accurate market cap of that. So that was about $20 million, right? $23 million. There's a potential this go higher than that, right? I've already told you guys I do believe that Chain GPT as an AI play can go probably up to 500 million dollar market cap. Now, if it gets to that high, well, one downside of launch pads that I want to talk to you guys about is that as the price of these tokens, of these launch pad tokens, actually get higher, the lowest tiers get expensive, right? Like for SDAO, for example, SDAO right now, it's at 39 cents, right? Last time I remember, you need 1,000 to get into their lowest tier. If you have 1,000 SDAO tokens, that lowest tier is right now roughly $400. Just a few months ago, we seen that at $500, right? This goes up to a dollar like people predict. Guess what? Now the lowest tier is $1,000, right? And some people don't want to just stake that $1,000 and possibly get like a $200 allocation into a lot of these altcoins that they give out, especially when it comes down to public sales, right? That is the downside for launch pads, but it's still highly sought after, even though the tokens get more expensive and the lowest tiers get more expensive. People want to get into these upcoming projects because they believe it will do well, right? So as Chain GPT becomes expensive, their lowest tier could be very expensive too. So right now you can go into their launchpad section. They say they're going to be the future of Web3 AI as launchpads, right? And also you got to stake your Chain GPT to get access to it. Right now they had 4 projects, 3 that were their own incubation, and the average ROI for it is 8x right now, right? So that is not bad. And 8x off a public sale is very good, especially in a bear market, right? You see, this is coming up here. Right now, you're going to have this also coming up. And then that Patek, that Patek Philippe. This is going to be coming up very soon here. I think I might be covering this. I might not be. I don't know. It depends on how I feel, right? Check Dex has made a lot of people money, right? Right now, it's sitting at the 8x right now, right? So that is pretty big. And it also tells you about market makers and everything like that. And I want to show you guys another website that you guys can actually check out on your own, which is called Crypto Rank, right? Before, actually, I'm gonna show you guys Crypto Rank after we talk about TrustPad. TrustPad here is also another good one. I wasn't previously. I didn't really talk about TrustPad a lot because I didn't really know much about it. I didn't feel like it was a good launchpad at the time, but right now it does have good tokenomics, and this could be something sleeper to make you guys a lot of money, right? So when you go scroll down a little bit to their website, you see that they have some upcoming IDOs. EGO Paysinger. This is going to be one that's going to be coming out. Virtual versions is kind of like digital. It's kind of like twin protocols, right? This is also all in the digital realm. Reason I like twin protocols over virtual version is because twin protocol can actually be plugged into the Singularity Net ecosystem, right? So twin protocol has been hinted at on being plugged into the Sophiaverse, where you can make a AI version of yourself into the Sophiaverse. So that is pretty much why I like twin protocol over virtual versions. But virtual versions will do well as well. And you can see they have some other launches here. And this is a time where you look into these projects, you check them out, especially if they're getting a lot of hype. you can trade them without getting into their public sale. And you can see here, actually, they do have a scrolling wheel here that shows you some of their best players here. Now, Blocktopia, I love the fact that they show Blocktopia here. Only if we could pause it. Blocktopia actually doesn't tell you. Damn. But you guys saw what Blocktopia did. A 700x, bro. Our group almost got 1,000x in that Patreon group, right? Some people were unrealized millionaires because of Blocktopia, right? And it's still holding up. Anytime we get an allocation for it, it's around $1,000 for this as of right now. They also launched Blockpad, which is also a launch pad for Blocktopia. I didn't really think they needed Blockpad, and then now they also introduced another one. Now, Citus is also one that did very good for us, right? I love Citus when it comes down to gaming. Senate did a 32x. That's a part of that. Soul Chicks, nothing too crazy for that. And then you got Nerve Tech here, which did basically a 50x, right? So there's some potential when it comes down to launch pads to make the most money, to make you guys a lot of money in this sector. When it comes to launch pads, you got to know which ones are coming early. And that's why I'm going to bring you guys to Crypto Rank here. Let me just type it in. I forgot to bring it up here. Crypto Rank is actually similar to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. But the thing is, they show you guys the upcoming altcoins that will be coming out, right? So this gets you ahead of the game. For those that are watching the stream as of right now, still, if you guys haven't liked the video, like the stream actually, please do so. I'm giving you guys some valuable information, especially when you guys look into the next bull. You're gonna wonder how to make some of this money, and I'm telling you guys, Launchpads is going to be one key sector you're going to have to look into, right? Because I'm gonna have a Launchpad play in my portfolio, even though I'm probably not going to be getting into their public sales, right? And that Launchpad play might just be SDAO. I'm liking the tokenomics for it. Now I'm liking the potential, especially when it comes down to the AI space, right? This is going to be something I'm going to be looking into highly for my Launchpad play / AI play as well. So when you go to Crypto Rank here, you go to their IDO and ICO, you get to see what's upcoming plays, right? And you get to see exactly what Launchpad they're going to be launching on, right? So this is going to be huge. Sport Network? Oh my God, Sport is still up here? Oh, I forgot. Spore turned into a launch pad. Watch out for some of these altcoins too. Spore was supposed to be a part of the Cardano ecosystem. I think it was supposed to be like not that's the other one that was gambling. But Spore was supposed to be like an NFT thing for the Cardano launch pad, Cardano ecosystem. But now they're changing and focusing on some launch pads. But they do have another one launching there, which I'm actually a fan of another one. This is more of a fashion metaverse. But it's not really getting talked about there. I think they're also in a Binance Launchpad as well. So these is where you're going to have to see some of the like alpha here, and they tell you what sector they're going to be on, what date they're going to be coming out. This is going to be highly valuable when it comes down to the bull market. You get to see upcoming plays and where they're dropping, right? Firestarter is I'm not a big fan of Firestarter, but it's there. You got GameFi here. Pools, I was going to talk about Pools here. I do still like Pools. Pools is a decent launch pad. So you can see there's a lot of different upcoming projects here that is already like, in terms of where they want to launch at, they're going to be in these launch pads. There's another website that you can actually check for other upcoming projects that just did a raise, but they haven't announced where they're going to be doing their launch pad. That I'm going to keep a little bit more of a secret to myself, right? That lets me know any upcoming projects. Really, I get to see how much they raised, who actually raised for them, and all of that. So there's some other ones here that's going to be good. A lot of these TBAs, they have been pushed back because they don't want to launch in the market that we're in right now. They're probably going to come out in the market as more favorable. A lot of projects are actually doing that, but just pay attention to that. Yeah, Solak GPT. What was that? I didn't see this one before. I might have to look into that. But yeah, so those are some of the plays you got to check into. Health Hero is probably going to be interesting. Metavisions. So if you guys got any questions, you guys could bring them in here now, because these are going to be the projects that I want you guys to pay attention to. And if you guys got any altcoins you want to share and for me to look into, just leave them in the comment section, man. We're just gonna have a little chill stream here. How you guys feel about the overall market as of right now? Because I'm still, like I told you guys, I do think that is going to be a stair step up. Let me just clear out some of these things right now. Clear out some of these things. Some people aren't too bullish, but I'm always going to remain bullish. I think AI pad will explode after the hex stuff is cleared. AI pad, is that also a Blue Zelly thing? Because I did say I didn't know if they had an AI pad. So they do have an AI pad. Oh my god. You think these guys are going to explode? It could explode. You see the circulating supply? Yeah, it could explode depending on what the vesting is like for these guys. I want to see, have they been even saying anything recently? Because I don't really have too much faith in like Blue Zelly. These guys are like, all they do is launch a bunch of narrative driven launch pads and it goes nowhere. Uh Trying to see. They on Mexi. Okay. Yeah, see, these are the guys I'm telling you guys. These guys launch all AI, not AI, but all narrative driven launch pads. Of course, I follow them. I got to make sure that I just got to keep an eye on these guys. Got to keep an eye on them. They're fairly quiet recently. Look, base. What did I just say? What is base GPT now? Base GPT, an AI powered layer 2 ZK rollup offering. Okay. At least it's not a launch pad here. This is part of the ecosystem here. And projects for some reason always explode in a bull. Yeah, last bull when they came out, all the projects was going crazy. It was going nuts. Um, if you was able to, I'm like, if you're able to get into these projects, these Blue Zelly projects before they actually launch, yeah, you can make a ton of money especially if you sell at the right time. But it also shown that after the launch, it just dumps. Okay. So it's a different type of altcoin for these guys. They're not focusing on the launchpad aspect of things because I guess probably because they already got the AI pad. So it'll be interesting. Now I'm actually kind of surprised they don't have an RB pad for Arbitrum, a base pad for base. Have you guys been playing on base yet? Because there's actually, if you guys have been paying attention, let me see. There's some free airdrops coming to the space. One with Daki here. I told my Patreon members to pay attention to this because they're gonna be doing an airdrop. As you can see, no Genesis Pool event anymore. Airdrop phase 2 is for all. This was on August 8th. You can now earn about 7 million, right? All you had to do was really swap on the decks. There wasn't much to swap. So all I did was just swap between USDC and ETH, right? I added some liquidity into their decks for a few days or so, and I got a lot of points. Another one of my members did the same thing. He got a lot of points as well. So this could be free money that is going to turn out good. And since I've been playing on that ecosystem, I've been playing on a lot of different decks. Rocket Swap has done okay, but I do think that's going to die down soon as Daki and Beagle comes out. So right now, paying attention to that, I do got the Beagle NFT, so hoping for a decent airdrop on that as well. Right. So base is where it's going to be at for a little bit for me. Maybe like a month before I don't think there's going to be a lot of gains for a while there, right? Any other comments you guys got for me? If not, you guys already know we're going to be back here on Sunday. We're going to be talking about some gaming altcoins that I think that will be big. Me and Jay. Jay has his list of gaming altcoins. I actually just covered a gaming altcoin that I think is going to be nice, yo. If you guys haven't heard of, what is it? Army of Fortune Metaverse. Army of Fortune Metaverse right now. The creators are not the creators, but team members of Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans. I can't even speak. What's going on? Clash of Clans actually are building this out right now. As you guys can see, ex Supercell veterans. Check out the video I made earlier today. You guys don't want to miss this. This is very new. It's kind of risky. It's a very low market cap as of right now, giving me Clash of Clan vibes and also early Thetan Arena vibes before it exploded in price. So Army of Fortune, pay attention to that. Tremendous says having trouble with ETH swap to base. So let me give you a little a little tip right here. Little tip. I want to Stargate. Right. Remember, I told you guys, layer 0 may be doing an airdrop, right? If layer 0 does an airdrop, swapping on Stargate is like the main key component, right? So if you go onto Stargate.finance, you can actually bridge from ETH to base easily. Just use your Ethereum, right? This can qualify you. I'm not saying this is true or not. No one knows what the actual requirements are for the layer 0 drop right now is, right? But people speculate that Stargate Bridge is going to be the most important part. So if you go into Stargate Bridge, you swap your ETH into base. Let me see if I'm able to go onto there. Yeah, I should be able to go onto here easily. You swap your ETH on any chain and send it over to base. I do got to, yeah, I got my wallet there. Still got my wallet that you guys can see. Yeah, perfect. All right, I didn't think I had my perfect wallet up there, but perfect. Let me see. Transfer. I can't even transfer. It's not even going to transfer right now. You can see here, I got some ETH to play around with. You can transfer from the base to Ethereum. You can do it vice versa. I would say use this bridge right now because it will be a key component for the layer 0 airdrop. It may give you like a few hundred, maybe some good points off of it, but just make sure you use this so you'll be able to qualify for it. And it shows you even right here, right? Stargate is excited to announce the deployment of a new ecosystem built on base, right? Easily. That's how I got into it. You didn't need to do it the risky way that I did it, because when we found out about the contract. So I did it that way. That's why I was playing over there for so long. And now that it came out, I'm just waiting on Daki to come out because it may be the leading dex. As of right now, Rocket Swap is still the leading dex, but it's been kind of shaky on what's been going on over there with Rocket Swap. So I'm keeping an eye on them, but I'm also looking more forward to Daki and Bigu as of right now. Right. And there's also another Launchpad on here too that's coming out. I forgot the name. Let me hold on. Let me try to remember. Damn, I forgot the Launchpad that's actually coming out for the layer 0 ecosystem. There's a deck coming on here as well. That's going to be huge. There's a lot of different things. Crypto space is heating up, guys. Crypto space is heating up. You guys, this is the time I believe that you guys should actually be paying attention to the crypto space. We're at the tail end of the bear market. Nothing goes crazy from here. We're just going to be sideways for a while. Accumulate those alts as much as you can. If you guys don't got any other questions for me, I'm probably just going to let you guys enjoy your Sunday. Not your Sunday, your Friday. Come back on Sunday, though, for another live stream where we're going to be talking about gaming altcoins. All right. Let me give you guys a few minutes here to, just let me know if you guys got any other questions. I do got to edit this video here. Sparta Dex will be a good one. Let me hold on. I gotta read this on the other screen here. All right, Sparta Dex will be a good one. It's a new game Dex. Yep, I do like Sparta Dex. I kind of just showed that. They did launch GameSwift. GameSwift. If you guys have been paying attention to what GameSwift has been doing, hold on. Let me finish this. New game Dex first on ARB, and the tokenomics aren't the best. Best like most gaming, but it does have huge potential because Gala didn't have the. Yeah, I agree with that. Sparta Dex does have competition when it comes down to the Arbitrum ecosystem, but like I said, they did launch GameSwift. And you know when it comes down to that gaming live stream we're gonna have on Sunday, I'm gonna be talking about GameSwift. I've told you guys plenty of times about GameSwift. I think this is gonna go bananas, right? Look, this has been down here right now. You can got it here. I think also on Sparta Dex, you was able to get the IDO for a much cheaper price. So it looks better when you in the early stages of GameSwift, but this is very early on for GameSwift. It is still up here. It is doing well, very low in circulating supply, but it does have a lot of total supply that I think is going to be diluted over a few years or so. So in the short term, I do think this has crazy pumponomics to go crazy. Let me see. Did they tweet out anything recently? Let me see. Because they're getting a lot of traction right now. You got some of the biggest YouTubers actually really talking about GameSwift at this point in time. They're actually giving away $1,000. That's not bad. Star Heroes. What the heck is Star Heroes? Is this a new gaming project? First multiplayer space shooter designed for purely esports. Oh, let me follow these guys real quick. Take a deeper dive in them guys. Damn. Yep, I'm gonna follow them real quick. If you guys don't know, a lot of GameSwift has like their own blockchain, a part of the Polygon blockchain, right? Any Polygon gaming projects essentially going to be launching on GameSwift. They're the immutable X for the Polygon chain. So that is why I'm extra bullish on these guys. So look, two new positions. Gaming news alert. So do your deeper dive into that. I think Gamers has 1,000x potential. Looks dead and like a rug pull, but the Web3 gaming narrative will go insane soon. I agree. I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that. Game Zone, is it Game Zone Pad will make it? Do you really think Game Zone Pad will make it? Huh, Paul? Let me pull up Game Zone. I'm not too bullish on these guys. Like I've told you guys, I think I'm not too big into the Blue Zelly ecosystem. But if they do go crazy, Game Zone could probably be the one. Gotta see if they've been tweeting out anything. I'm gonna see if they got any launches too, in terms of launch pads. Uh, yeah, they actually been fairly active, but they just tweet out what the other launch pad has done. Look, they're tweeting out AI pad. They're all the same goddamn pad. Any project that's launching on probably Game Zone is going to launch on AI pad. It's going to launch on BSC pad. And what was the other one? Velis pad. When people were kind of talking about Velis, so boom, boom, boom. So they had took a pause for a little bit in terms of tweeting out. Okay, let me see their website here. A lot of those Blue Zelly projects will surprise, not financial advice. Tell me what you got you so bullish on to Blue Zelly projects, man. Do you know something that I don't know that probably anyone else don't know? Cause I'm not too sure about these guys, man. Not too sure. It's a gamble, but crypto is a gamble. I agree. It is very much so a gamble. But sometimes you could take calculated gambles and be right. What game have they launched anything though? Do they got a bunch of like launches ready? Let me see, veteran. All right, so here for starter, here you gotta stake 1,000, right? How much is 1,000 right now? $16. That's not bad. That is not bad to get in the lowest tier. $81 to get it into the lowest tier. That is not bad. That's actually very good. But that depends. How much do you get? And it's a lottery. It's a lottery up to 6 tickets. It's a lottery. So the lowest tier, you got to go through a lottery system just to get picked. You got whitelist required here. Access to the FCFS round, which is the first come first serve. Nope. You got private deal allocation. Nope. Early access to new games in beta version. Okay, that's good. Chance for a free gaming NFT airdrop. Low. You got discounts on the NFTs, 2%. Market discount, 2%. At the veteran tier here, pool weight is $10, right? Guaranteed. You get guaranteed IGO participation. Whitelist is required, and you also get access to the first come first serve round. But this don't make sense here. Oh, okay. So for the last two tiers, you don't need a whitelist to get into their IGO. Everything is guaranteed up here. $81 isn't bad, but I'll probably. How much is 20,000? 20,000 is $300. $324. It's also not bad, right? They give you some chances to get into it, but I'm trying to see. Go to the IDO platform. See if they hit me with anything here. Any surprises here? Shep Ant, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? It's an ATO. What's an ATO? Are you an ATO? Only 10 to 20 bucks in each of those Blue Zealot launch pads. Yeah, which is good. This is good for like the minnows in the sea. It's good for them right now. It's good for them, but they also will get expensive at some point in time. So it's going to be interesting to see. All-time low. But they have no projects right now. That's my okay. Okay. Hold on. Taunted Battle World. World's first engaged to earn NFT fighting game. Let's check these guys out. So they do have one which is in TBA. Probably want to come out in a favorable market. The UFC of the metaverse. Okay. The UFC of the metaverse. January 14th. A Black Magic collection is live on Magic Eden. Are they going to be on Solana? I thought this was kind of gameplay here. I might have to look into it. It don't look good, but it is. I'm not gonna lie. This look nasty. What are we playing on? Sega Genesis or something? This look nasty. Got like 8K graphics now. Let me go to the website. Soup. You said soup in all-time lows. Okay, I think not soup, but I see what you're saying. I'm gonna go check it out. They got Prime Floyd Mayweather here. Nah, yeah. I'm not seeing anything too crazy about this. Your partners here. This is a market maker. If you guys been paying attention, that's a market maker. Not seeing nothing too crazy. You got it. Let me see your team. Oh, it's this kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah, but as long as they got something to launch, though, I'm not gonna knock Game Zone right now because they do have an actual game to launch there. So I'm not gonna knock it. It's very cheap. It's very cheap to get into their IGOs. right? Lowest tier, even though you got to go through a lottery system. What I kind of hate the lottery system, because luckily they're actually on a good a good chain to at least do the lottery system. When I remember lottery systems with Poker Starter, guys, the gas wars and all of that, whoo boy, you guys are gonna find out when that bull market comes around, you're gonna hate. You're not gonna want to swap anything, especially on ETH. You're not gonna want to swap anything because the gas is gonna be ridiculous, right? And then when a new project is coming out and you want to buy it on ETH, the gas is gonna be crazy. And if you get the opportunity to get into the Launchpad, and if they're on ETH, you're fighting people within these gas wars. Oh my god! I remember seeing how much I spent on gas one time. I said, "Yo, am I stupid? Yo, what am I doing?" But yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna say it's not bad entry for it. Could do well. Bluezelly do have a lot of money to market. So I'm going to check out Soup. Okay. Sui. Oh, is that what it's called? Sui Pad? Yeah, Sui Pad just recently launched. We got access to that in a private sale. Games in crypto can have 2D graphics and still do 1000x. All of them are Ponzi's. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just hate the graphics. That thing looked like we was playing on Sega Genesis, man. Everything altcoin. Do you like Saucer Swap and Healy Swap? Don't really know about Healy Swap. I do know about Saucer Swap. I do like Saucer Swap. If I had to pick a dex, especially for the Hedera, like if I'm gonna hedge, not hedge really, but bet on Hedera, I'm gonna bet on their dex, which is gonna be the Saucer Swap. That's gonna do good, right? Saucer Swipe will be insane. I do believe that. I do believe that. So how you guys feeling about dexes right now? Because there's a lot of low cap decks. There's a lot of low cap decks. Like Tremendous um recently mentioned Sparta decks. I could do well. Sui Pad. Now, Sui Pad is also, I'm gonna tell you guys my philosophy when it comes down to everything, especially when it comes down to new ecosystems. When it comes down to new ecosystems, I do tend to look into the ecosystem, right? I look at the ecosystem plays and I do look for a launch pad ASAP. Once I can find a launch pad, I do play the launch pad for a little bit because the launch pad will bring you a lot of gains, especially in the short term. I don't know how big the gains could get in the long term, of course. It depends on how successful that ecosystem becomes. But in the beginning, I always do look at the launch pad, right? Like for base right now, I am looking at a launch pad that I talked about in that base video. Hasn't launched just yet, but they're going to be launching very soon, right? So Sui, as the Sui network does progress, or if the hype comes back to Sui, of course, this could be a good one here, right? But I haven't really checked into it. They got Releap coming out here. Okay, I didn't even know Releap was going to be on the Sui network. That I did not know. Okay, so you need up to 10,000 to get into Ruby, which is a lottery. I don't want the lottery. So let's say we get into Sapphire for 20,000. 20,000. That's $550, which is roughly basically in line with all launch pads as of right now. Reason I choose this is because, of course, the higher you go into allocation, the higher you go into the the amount you need, the more allocation you can get for the launch, especially as guaranteed here. So this is always go for this one. Always go for this one. If you feeling very lucky, you go into that, but you're not gonna always hit on that. Let me check out their Twitter, see what they're hitting for over there. Sauce the first decks on H bar. Yep. Yeah. Saucer Swap has been there for a while. That's why I believe that Saucer Swap will do good. Mini Swap will do well on Cardano. Yes. You know what's crazy? When I was making that Cardano video, I actually didn't know Mini Swap had more of the market share than Sunday Swap on Cardano, because I thought on Cardano Sunday Swap was like the most. This was gonna be the biggest thing. If you guys remember last bull, everybody was talking about Sunday Swap. They got that free airdrop and things like that. Projects built on Sui and Aptos ecosystem will be huge in the next bull. I do agree. Those are going to be fresh new ecosystems where a lot of people are going to be shilling some altcoins to come out there, and people are going to want to check those out. And there's going to be more coming out too. You got Sia Network. Sia Network is going to be a new blockchain. That's also going to be on the Binance Launchpad. Alt Layer is coming out. What else do you have? There's a few different blockchains coming out. That's going to be decent. They're the official partner of Mistin Labs too. Which is good. This thing sold out pretty quick. 100% of the okay. So this could be a play right now. Did the Sui pad how was it doing? Let me check. Past 30 days. Not bad. It just went been going down, really. But you gotta stake your altcoins. So why is it going down if you gotta stake your altcoins to get into their project? And they sold out 100%. I don't know. But yeah, this could be a play for next bull. I do like the tokenomics for it. We can watch it. It looks like it's just going down some more, so you can watch it for some more time. Actually, we're actually pretty much in the lows here. Pretty much on the lows here for right now. Of course, there can be new lower lows. Bitcoin go down a little bit more. Could be some more lows. Let me check some more comments. There's actually more launch pads. But not all of these launch pads will do well. I'm telling you guys, just target where the most hype is coming from. The most hype launches are going to be on DAO Maker, Seedify, SDAO, right? Those are going to be like the most hype launches, and you're going to want to play those the most when it comes down to the next bull to get the best trades. Really, once you get those best trades, you get some easy money. Like this could be a trading opportunity every time new launch is coming out, right? Let's say you're holding SDAO, right? Let's say you're holding SDAO, not SDAO. Let's say Seedify, right? Let's say Seedify. You're holding some Seedify, and a big launch is coming up. A big launch is coming up that everyone is very excited for. You buy SDAO, you buy Seedify. I can't even speak. Seedify. You buy that. You trade it up to the launch, right? And then you sell, because a lot of the times you got to stake for the users to get access to the upcoming project. Once they stake, right, and unstake, you sell before they unstake, and you can have a good trade there. It could be like a 10% trade. You could use that to do anything else with, right? It's just an easy strategy to make some money. You can have like a long-term trading bag for like that launch pad, right? And you could buy a smaller bag, which you just use to trade in the short term for these launch pads, especially if they say you got a stake for them. Once they say you got a stake, best for you to just trade it that way, right? Kind of worked that worked the same time last bull. Gotta catch those decks before they gain attention, especially if they're going into their first bull, like Sauce, all the hype. Yeah, I agree. Right now, Saucer Swap, where's Saucer Swap in terms of market cap? It's like a low market cap right now. It's a $9 million market cap. Okay market, okay circulating supply. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This could go crazy because of H bar does 100x. You can see this do like maybe 200x. Who knows, right? It could go really crazy. The potential for DEX in a hyped blockchain is ridiculous, right? I've seen that multiple times with different like ecosystems. When I was in trading Moonbeam and Moon River very strong, I was trading Solar Beam, Solar Flare. These were like dexes on their ecosystem where I believe they was doing well. They also had good farming on that thing, right? So people had to stake their coins to farm. Right now, since I'm big on Astar, I'm going to be putting out an Astar video for their Astar 2.0, which was just talked about, right? New tokenomics, things like that they brought out. Now I bought a small bag of Art Swap here because I'm bullish on Astar ecosystem, and Art Swap is going to be the leading dex here. So same concept applies for Saucer Swap. It applies for any other ecosystem that you guys want to do for it, right? That's why I got this one here. Very low market cap, extra risky. You actually don't even got to throw a lot of money into this one to make a lot of money, right? If Astar becomes like the leading blockchain of Japan, you can look out for that one. But that's more next bull. You can talk about that next bull. Sauce to a dollar will be only a $400 million market cap. Do you believe in Beam Swap, the DEX of Moonbeam? Yes, we got into the private sale of Beam Swap, right? It didn't do well out the gate because of some ties that they had for, what was it? Kusama something. It's now called another altcoin right now. The creator had ties to that altcoin. So as soon as Beam Swap came out, it didn't do too crazy. It just went straight down, but I think it has some potential. They actually introduced perp DEX. They actually had a perp, not a perp DEX, but they actually added perp functionality to it. All right. And recently, I think it was not too long ago, they actually like pumped. They actually pumped, and it's also another risky DEX. But if you believe in Moonbeam, you would also get this. You will also play this. Let's see. Oh no, it wasn't. When did they go for that little pump? Yeah, there you go. So like during April, you can see this little gigantic pump right there. Like that came out of nowhere for no reason. No absolute reason. Loop swap will really do numbers being the DEX of Loop. You think so? Now I actually haven't looked into this Loop swap. We might have to have a whole DEX conversation here. Not today, but a whole nother conversation for DEXs, because there's some potential for DEXs to make their way back in these new ecosystems, especially. Like a lot of people I'm starting to see are talking about Trader Joe. Trader Joe has that opportunity to go crazy too. It's only the only competition for it really in the Avalanche ecosystem is Pangolin, and it has overtaken Pangolin a long time ago. Reason Pangolin was even a thing is because they did an airdrop as well. They went around that same. This was during the time Uniswap had an airdrop. Uniswap, then you had 1inch do an airdrop. Then Pangolin did the airdrop for those that was on the AVAX chain, but not too many people know how to use the AVAX chain at the time because it wasn't that easy as it is now, right? Because you had to know about the C chain, things like that, right? Once they made it very easy, seems like Trader Joe took off. So those are DEXs that you could do crazy numbers, man. Let me see. What is the market cap for these DEXs right now? Of course, we know Uniswap. If you guys didn't know, Uniswap introduced that Uniswap X. It's going to be an interesting thing for Uniswap. Uniswap is... And how you feel about Uniswap even being able to freeze assets? Because I do know for this Hex community, you know, the Richard Hart fanboys, they were upset that Uniswap froze that asset. I didn't have no... I really was indifferent about it because I really wasn't trading that nonsense for real. Thorchain was another one that got a hype. DXY was another one that got a lot of hype. Joe is down here. Sushi is down here. Sushi is usually like the first DEX to get on multiple chains too. Right now, it got on base before anything else, but people aren't looking to go trade Sushi right now. Remember the whole beef with that too. VVS Finance, isn't that for... I'm trying to remember the pro ecosystem or something? Radium, this Solana. Solana needs to come back because a lot of the Solana plays went in a dump. What else? Quick Swap, Polygon DEX here. There's a lot of DEX here. There's a lot of ones. Spooky Swap was okay. That was for the Phantom Network. Polka Swap, I was also high on this for a little bit of time. Chromatica, I'm high on this because it's the layer 2 DEX as of right now. So let me check out some of these comments. But I always gravitate towards DEX and Launchpads in new ecosystems. Those always go crazy. That's been my main move right now, especially in the base ecosystem. Base ecosystem, I've been trying to play a lot of the decks. I did get caught in that one honeypot. I'm still mad about that one, but upset. Colin Lynch, it's been a while. What's up, Colin? Yes, sir. Any decks will do insane X's over old ones. Any new decks? You believe so? You believe new dexes will outperform old dexes, right? I want to know why you feel that way. I want to know why you feel that way, because that hasn't stayed. Well, we're going into a new bull run where this comment will have to really pay attention to, right? Do you think that? So the question is for you now: do you think since you said this, do you think a new dex in the Hedera ecosystem will overtake Saucer Swap? That's a question for you, Tremendous. Camelot will hit 10K. It will definitely go crazy. Camelot, yeah. That was one of the Discord guys. He's been talking about Camelot. Vividus, he's been talking about Camelot a lot. New decks market cap are super low right now. Yeah. Have a bunch of Dex Labs tokens. Solana, hope it pays out. What's Dex Lab? Is that a Dex? Sounds like a Dex. Dex Labs. Dex Labs. Ooh. Yeah, that's a Solana Dex. Okay, that's a Solana Dex. Solana right now, I did like Solana, but damn. I'm not gonna lie, Sam has screwed up Solana for a big time. Big time. It could make a comeback though. Solana phone. How you guys feel about that Solana phone? If you guys have seen it, it's gonna be coming out very soon here too. You connect your Phantom wallet. Phantom wallet is also EVM compatible now, which is crazy. Oh, you guys remember when limit orders were what some people was looking for when it comes down to Dex? Oh my god, that's when you had like Falcon Swap and all of that. Let me check up on Falcon Swap. Damn, I remember these was like the early days of Dex hunting, seeing what was going to be the next Uniswap, man. Falcon Swap here. They was like, yeah, we give you guys limit orders. Uniswap doesn't do that. We're like, damn, this could be nice right now. They had launched on Trust Swap. Trust Swap is, like I said, it's a decent Dex, decent launchpad. Are they really still around though? That's a conversation. How much tokens you can swap on here? I'm pretty sure they imported what Uniswap has. So you could pretty much, okay, yeah. But I don't see where the limit orders is at anymore. What happened? Okay, I see Tremendous. You answered the question. Let me see what you said. Sasha Swap is the OG Dex and is really established on HBAR and is making a name for itself. It's no competition, and I don't see any competition anytime soon. Has really good features as well. But that's the reason I asked you the question though. Because earlier you said new decks usually outperform the older decks. So do you think a new dex in the Hedera ecosystem could come out and outperform Saucer Swap? Right? Yeah, Saucer Swap is an OG dex. You have a lot of OG dexes that you're saying new dexes will outperform. So I want to know, like, when you say outperform, are you just looking in terms of investment, or do you think in like the entire like ecosystem? Right? If you're looking at an investment wise, a new dex could possibly outperform an older dex because the older dex is already established and probably has a higher market cap, right? If a newer dex come out and they get established, they can definitely do well. I can see your point on that. I was saying like I like, oh, okay, yep, I see what you mean. I was saying I like new dexes for newer ecosystem. I agree there. Now I get it. Now I see what you were saying, especially the first ones. I agree. I fully agree there. When was it? When was their last tweet here? What y'all doing? These guys ain't doing nothing. These guys are not doing nothing. But yeah, if you guys haven't already checked out Tangent, you should go. You guys should go check this out. Definitely a good crypto wallet. I actually just got one of mine. Been testing it out. It's not bad, right? You guys already know. You guys can use code EverythingAltcoin if you guys want to test this out. Get you guys 10% on it. It's not bad. Hardware wallets is the way to go. This is going to be a unique one with the NFC. I keep one in a drawer, keep one in another cold storage location as well. Not cold storage, but another location. Only been testing it with a little bit of money. Nothing too crazy. Let me see. Read off a few more comments here. I see Radium doesn't really get talked about for Solana. Yeah, it really doesn't. I don't know why. It hasn't been talked about at all. Has huge potential. Tokenomics aren't bad either. Also, a lot of the Solana plays aren't being talked about because of what happened to Solana itself. Solana had huge potential, guys. Crazy potential. But SBF, man, we got to find that guy. He did something to Solana, man. That's why I was thinking a lot. I really thought Solana was going to crash. I thought Solana was going to be gone. But somehow it's still around. I thought a lot of more of the ecosystem altcoins were going to port over to Ethereum or a whole nother ecosystem, really. But all right, if you guys got any more questions, if you guys don't got any other questions here, I'm probably just going to let you guys enjoy this Friday. Solana gaming coins. I'm going to spark the ecosystem back. It possibly can. Star Atlas could be the first one to do so. I'm big on Star Atlas. Very big on Star Atlas. Do believe it's going to go crazy. That game looks tremendous. With them saying they had 5,000 players in the constant world, and then they're looking to expand that to 30,000. I don't see no other gaming altcoin that has that type of stats as of right now. So it's going to be interesting, man. But you guys should come back on Sunday for the live stream, the gaming live stream. We're going to talk more about gaming. I think we're going to have a longer in-depth conversation there about gaming altcoins. I do got some gaming altcoins I want to talk about, especially Armory of Fortune. All of those, come back for that. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to it yet, please do so. We on that road to 20K subscribers. And if you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.